I made a video explaining what ghost images are and how they affect your next memorization if you use the same palace. So you don't want to be using the same memory palace again when you're trying to learn information. Now I'm talking about if you're learning useful information, because if you have a palace, then this whole palace that you have is dedicated solely for that specific information that you have. Because if you have multiple types of information in one palace, so say if this palace has, I don't know, the countries of the world, but then you're like, you know what, I want to have all the Oscar winners in the same palace, then you have this problem of, okay, you have these images conflicting with each other. They're not ghost images at this point because you want to remember them. Ghost images are images you want to forget, but they linger. And so in this house, you have the elements, but then you have a second set of images, and they're the Oscar winners. And so what happens is you have these two sets of images, and they get in each other's way, because when you go back and look at your location, you're like, oh, hold on. Boom, I see, X, Y, and Z image and this other image. You have all these images, and then from there, you're like, okay, which image was from what information? And so you start to mix them up really easily. And so to solve this problem, it's very simple. Just have another memory palace when you're trying to learn something new. Don't overlap palaces. Yes, there are ways to use the same palace to learn different types of information, but it does slow down recall. And so if you want to recall information as quickly as possible, every information that you're learning has to have its own memory palace, because it keeps everything nice and organized, and you never have to worry about, okay, wait, what image came from which information? And okay, wait, am I missing something in the story? Like, what's going on here? Because depending on what you're learning, a location can have a lot of images in it. And so when you try to add another one in there, it might get lost within all those other images in that story. So yeah, don't use the same palace twice when learning information. It just leads to a lot of problems. Yes, it might take a little bit more time to create another palace, but you won't have to run into these problems that might screw you up and might force you to actually create a palace, another palace, so you can learn the information you wanted to learn all over again. And doesn't that seem really fun? So hopefully you enjoy this video, and I'll see you next time.